don't have friends. I got family.
This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Sierra 117. And you're watching Xbox Ultimate. Now, finish the fight. Chief out.
Are you gonna say hi to me?
Hello, everybody. This is Mav. Hi, how are you? We are live. What's going on right now? I'm confused.
That's too cool. Punk's too cool. That new haircut. That new fucking haircut.
I said, ladies and gentlemen, when I came into the green room, and then
we don't know what Psycho is, though. We don't know what he is.
Oh, is that what this is? Okay, well, again, I didn't have any idea that he didn't know that I greeted him. Sorry, Psycho. Love you, brother.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, chat. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Xbox Ultimate Behind the Scenes. Let's go.
Hey. And just to let you know, I think we've all determined that we all have taken a shower at some point today. I think that was a big discussion. So that was interesting. Yeah. Even Paul got a haircut. Hey, we're part of that. Thank you, everybody, for being here to the show. I see lots of people here nice and early hanging out in the chat. Thank you all so much. You're amazing. We are here for Xbox Ultimate Podcast episode number 47. Hey, it's getting pretty close to 50. It's getting pretty close to a year. It's gonna be pretty awesome when we hit that. So I want to say hello to the Magnificent Seven, and we have one guest here right now, and another one is going to be joining us at some point during the show. But starting with our first guest, I want to say hello and thank you for joining us. Welcome to Xbox Ultimate. Radical, she writes for Mulehorn Gaming, editor, also is a Twitch streamer, all of the above. Amazing. How is it going? And thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I love podcasting, so I won't always say yes, but I'll usually say yes. So I appreciate the invitation, and yeah, it's going well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to get all of your awesome takes here because we got lots of cool stuff to talk about. And cool. We have most of the Magnificent Seven here. Lupa's not with us right now. Shout out to Lupa out there. Hi, Lupa. I know you're there watching somewhere out there. If you feel like you can hop in, join in anytime. If not, that's cool too. We'll see you later. But we have the Magnificent Seven here. And, you know, it always starts with first in my heart, my lovely wife, Kate.
I'm so fancy.
What was that?
Sound for that? That was so weird.
What was that?
I was like, do you have like one of those dolls now? Like I could just see
She's a ventriloquist.
Yeah, I'm a little self-conscious. I didn't have something like that prepared.
No, no, she didn't either. Hey, babe, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm happy that it's Friday.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Friday is the fun day, right?
And hi, chat. Y'all are fucking on fire already.
Already on fire. Amazing chat. I see lots of awesome people here right now. I'm going to give some shout outs here in a minute. We'll get through more of these intros. Then we also have another special guest. Or not guest.
Doesn't even like White Claws.
Don't like White Claws?
I don't like White Claws. Like I don't.
She mixes it with something else.
I drink hard seltzers, but I don't drink the brand White Claw. Like I don't.
Does that sound like Lady AF talking about her favorite drink, White Claw? Hi, Lady. That's your special intro.
Is that what you were? Was that my recording?
That's all I had. I'll get with you to get something better.
I mean, it makes sense.
I'll get with you to get something better. How's it going, Lady? What's up?
It's going well. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited it's Friday. I'm excited to talk video games. I'm super stoked that my girl Radical is here. I love her so much.
I love you too.
I love seeing her out in the community and getting around these shows because she is worthwhile, and everybody should go follow her after the show because she's fucking fantastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Dude, now, like, I was trying to, like, make fun of you, and you go out and just say nice stuff to people, and it seem like an asshole.
It's okay. There's nothing to make fun of. I don't fucking drink White Claws. I mean, it's just the thing. Look at it's Michelob.
There you go.
Ultra.
Michelob.
And
Organic
then,
seltzers. So-
We have our amazing dude, Psychonauts, the mellow fellow from outer space.
World
That's
premiere.
Psychonauts.
Xbox Ultimate exclusive. Psychonauts.
Psychonauts. It's amazing, dude. How's it going, bro?
Not much, man. It has been a fun day today. I was at Indies.
Now
game
I'm
show
scared.
Earlier.
I'm scared.
Oh, you should be,
What is-
Pong.
what is
You
wrong?
fucking should be.
Yeah. Just wait, buddy.
This is the best.
Playing some Scarlet Nexus. I'm loving that game so far. So
Yeah, dude.
thank you
Okay.
for the intro. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how I captured that. That was
I
pretty
know.
random. You know.
World premiere.
And then we also have our dude 3-bit.
I fell off a pony.
What was that? 3-bit. You can't shake this, can you? What's up, 3-bit? How's it going?
Hey guys, it's good to be back with everyone. Love you all. Let's talk some games. I don't know that. How'd you get? What are you pressing? Are you pressing like a soundboard? Or...
He'll never
Yes.
tell.
You
Kate
can-
got him a soundboard
You
for
can thank
Father's
Kate
Day.
for getting me a stream deck for Father's
Now
Day.
we're all screwed. Okay.
And then we also have our man Pong Soul.
Oh God, look at the visor. Oh wow. Oh, look at the visor. Look at the fucking visor. Yeah, the visors. The reflections on it. God, look at how beautiful that looks.
Yeah.
Look at that shit, dude. Look at the fucking detail. But that visor looks like completely real. Look at the effect.
Dude, how many times did you talk about the visor?
A lot. I did. I kept
I don't
focusing
even
in on it.
remember. I remember that I
Yeah.
was trying to watch the show and you just kept talking and I wanted to be like, Pong, can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to listen.
But
I
you
couldn't help it.
It looks
was
great.
amazing.
It looks great on
Okay, it
YouTube,
was
by
also
the way,
amazing.
bro.
You were so
That was
excited.
freaking funny. Oh my gosh.
I
have to say.
appreciate that. Thank you.
I think we need to hear that one more time, though, just for the heck of it.
It's the little kid in me.
God,
Look at the visor. Oh wow. Oh, look at the visor. Look at the fucking visor. Yeah, the visors. The reflections on it. God, look at how beautiful that looks.
Yeah.
Look at that shit, dude. Look at the fucking detail. But that visor looks like completely real. Look at the effect.
That's awesome.
Oh man, yeah, that one
Oh
was
my
fun to put
God.
together. Hey,
Yeah. Hey, what?
and shout out to Lupa. I miss you right now. Okay, so I had to do that, guys.
Oh my gosh, that was
we'll tighten that up
hilarious.
at some point. But hey, this is a podcast, and we do have stuff to talk about. And I just realized that I have like half of Pong's body cut off on the screen.
Yeah, you do.
So it looks like he's sitting in a high chair.
Pretty much.
Where he belongs.
Pretty much. I was a little
Pretty
kid.
much.
Can't you tell? We're good.
There we go. That's better. Pong sat at the big kids table. All right, everybody. So we do have stuff to talk about. This is Xbox podcast, and there's been a lot of Xbox stuff going on. Even it's a little weak on news. We've had E3 pass us by now, and Xbox blew everybody away. Right? We are all super pumped. But we also had a lot of controversy maybe the last couple of weeks too, and we're gonna get into those topics. I gotta get these super chats real quick before I lose them like last time. So shout out to Chris Jones with the $5 super chat. He says, after the podcast I was just watching killed my brain cells. I was counting down seconds till you guys went live. Please save me. Thank you, bro. And then Deadwolf
We're here to
says,
save you.
my she-brew in the house.
That's me. That's
Okay.
me.
That's you, just a she-brew. Okay, right on.
Yep. Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you
It's
for
not
the
me. I don't have a cool
That's a
name.
she-brew.
Yeah.
So that is that the nickname now, she-brew?
If as long as you're nice about it, then yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
There's no undertones there.
Yeah.
So there's basically what I want to start with this is there's a game that came out this past week. Okay.
Mhm.
And this game was kind of pretty anticipated because it's going into Game Pass day one. It's also a licensed game from a very popular thing. It is an indie game, though, right? And somehow, yeah, you guys want to take a guess what game I'm talking about?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, Dark Alliance.
Dark Alliance, yeah. So yeah, we're talking about Dark Alliance here. So this game has kind of been making the rounds of controversy because there's been a couple of high-profile reviews done on this where it's basically saying some really, really harsh things about it.
Yeah.
And I really don't understand why. So before we get into the big one is IGN, and they had said that something that makes me think that they don't even know what kind of game this is in the review, like what genre this game is actually in. This is like a looter co-op game. It's similar to like Vermintide, similar to Zombie Army co-op mode as well. This is also not a big full price game, right? This is also a lower price game. And the reviewer from IGN, they gave it a 4 out of 10, which is usually, they don't give that out very often, right? That's usually reserved from like bottom of the barrel, like trash, right? I don't really care too much about reviews, but it seems a little unfair for me for this game. So that's why I'm making a point, because I think it should be talked about. So that way people that are listening can get people that have actually played the game, that understand what the game's opinion on it. But the reviewer said this: do we really have to watch an unskippable reward screen at the end of every mission that drags on for almost a full minute? Well, it's like that, even that sentence is like, lets me know that he didn't even understand that that's what this entire game is based on, is that loot, mission, repeat. It's meant to be replayed, the levels. It's not meant to be like a story-based, action-focused experience, which if you read the review also, he keeps knocking it for not having a good story. There really is no story in these kind of games.
I mean, there is. You just have to listen for it and like,
right, it's little tidbits.
Really know kind of what you're looking for, I think.
It's like I think they think of this game knowing it's Dungeons and Dragons and knowing the characters who they are. They're thinking it's going to be this big third-person action, like Dragon Age almost style game or something like that. And they're going into it and getting this rinse and repeat type looter gameplay systems. And he's like, "What is this? Like, this is horrible." Like, you know what I mean? And that's kind of where it seems like some of these reviews. Yeah, they also complain about not being able to really play it single player, right? When it's a co-op looter, what you can play it single player, but it's not designed for that, really. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like some weird criticisms from some big people that really they don't make about big games that are worse, right? So we'll start with I'll say Rad Rage. That I'll go with that.
Rad Rage.
Yeah, Rad Rage.
Yeah, well, no, I have not played it actually, but I've seen a lot of the reviews on it. There's a content creator who I like to watch who had covered some of it, and some of their feedback was kind of like that. I think that the main thing I've seen is that people were frustrated that it was, quote, janky, and that people just couldn't move past the jankiness. But certainly in the Mulehorn community, a lot of those guys who know games really well, they were like, yeah, it's janky, but it's great to play with friends. And so I think that just kind of echoes what you were saying, which is people who were doing these reviews were kind of getting hung up on one thing that maybe wasn't great, and then using that as a way to be like, I'm just going to trash this. And it definitely makes me angry to hear that somebody was reviewing it without knowing really what it is. For you guys who are just meeting me for the first time, I don't as much anymore, but a lot of my content is based around Destiny. I play a lot of that game, and that is also there's story in it, but that's not really the point of the game. The game is looting. It's a looter shooter. And so to hear somebody talk about a game, it doesn't have any story in it, and that's not the point of the game. Well, you're giving it a low score for something you shouldn't even be scoring it on. And that's just bad for the gaming industry. So that's kind of my takeaway, is that if you are going to rate something in a way that's going to tear it down and not really give a true image of it, then you're not really doing anybody any favors. So that's just kind of my takeaway.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're punishing the game for what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than, and I keep seeing that more recently with a lot of reviewers, where they are not really fully playing the game, or going into it with a preconceived notion, which me and Mav and Psycho sort of talked about yesterday with Metacritic scores, and how like I prefer like more like local reviewers and stuff like that, because it feels like with these big sites, the way they review games, it doesn't really reflect how I don't know how I would want to jump in on a game. Like someone like Cloud, for example, he will go in and really try out a game, and just really go in depth with like his review scores and why he reviewed a game that way. But I feel like with IGN, they sites like IGN, they do stuff like this where they will review a game that they're not even that passionate about. Like, oh, I hate RPG games, let me review RPG game. And I don't know why they keep doing that, or in this case where they seem to be reviewing the game, not really acknowledging what it is and why the game is the way it is. You know, it's pretty much a looter shooter. If you like looter shooters, then cool. I had a lot of fun with the game. I played it a little bit with you guys. I haven't played like hours of it, but so far it just seems like, you know, a fun time. I don't see the huge complaints with it. But then again, I thought the same with Outriders. So maybe that's just me.
Well, you know, you're talking about Outriders though. So to Lady's point, because she was talking about this when we were playing it, is like, you know, Outriders, this is a bigger budget game, right? It's not the biggest budget game, but like this is an indie game from like a team of 60 people. That's like, it's a licensed thing. This is kind of something on a smaller scale. It's not even a full price game, right? And like, hey, day one, you can have everybody join in and play the game as it's intended. Yeah, there's some bugs, but like, what online game doesn't have some bugs at launch, right? Yeah, but we all had a good experience day one at launch, right? Like,
and there's been some disconnects here and there. I don't think it's been anything like super annoying. I know I have friends who have had issues like Bomber. Just recently though, not on day one, but just like the last couple of days. And I'm sure as the servers become a little bit more bogged down, that might happen depending on your connection. But yeah, I mean, that's when you're getting these co-op games, and more often than not, you're having them come out to where there's just so much server instability right from the launch. So when you have that right then, I mean, and it happens in Destiny. I mean, how many times did you guys get caterpillared on like every fucking new launch or like, you know, thrown back to orbit with Destiny? Like, I mean, it's a thing. So this game is doing that, right? And yeah, it's janky in times, but it's never been anything that's been game breaking to me. It's just been like, oh, that's funny. And I wanted to mention, because Rad actually is a huge Cyberpunk stan, and like Cyberpunk got that, like, you know, just beat up on.
Thanks for outing me.
I know, but like, you know, you still loved it. You still loved it. You had a love hate for it. And I feel like that you see those big sites like IGN. IGN didn't even give Cyberpunk this bad of a score, you know, and I'm like, dude, I feel like there was more game breaking issues there.
Yeah, and that was something I was gonna say was, I think that this does something like Cyberpunk, and well, let me rephrase that. I think that a score like this hurts Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk should have been judged more harshly, in my opinion. And I really liked Cyberpunk. I played on PC. I had very little issues. I had some T-posing. I think like twice my game crashed. Like, you know, on PC, I was very lucky. But I think when you judge a game, or when you score a game like this, that's maybe it's janky, it's not the greatest graphics, like whatever, so low, just because it's not what you think it is, and you're giving this false impression, and you're giving Cyberpunk perhaps a game that deserved a lower score. You know, not the same, you know, well, actually, I guess it's good maybe if they're not giving it the same discredit because they're actually playing it. But it's just, it doesn't do the justice to a rating system that it really should be. I probably scored the game higher than it needed to, but I really liked it, so I was a little I was a little biased. But I gave it a 7.5, which is actually lower than I've seen other people. But I just think that when you do something like this, it doesn't, it takes away from the games that deserve a lower score. So
yeah, the game works. It looks pretty good. It's fun to play with friends,
right?
And it has some bugs. And the disconnect one that we kept experiencing day one, where after the mission, it disconnected. They already fixed it. It was gone actually yesterday.
Oh, good.
Like
it was happening to everybody, and I was like, maybe it's just part of the game.
Yeah, I thought it was part of the game. Like, oh, okay. I guess we'll party back up.
Yeah, it was fixed last night because Mike and brother Mike, Mav, and a couple other people were playing, and I saw on stream, and I was like, holy crap! It didn't go right to the title screen. It went, you know, they were progressing and went to another mission, you know, picking from the map, and I was like, oh, they already fixed it. That's great. That's good. That's what you want to see from developers. That,
right.
Okay, there's known issues. They're on top of it as fast as they can. They probably didn't realize that this was happening, and they found out what was causing it, fixed it, and you know, and they're gonna go in and fix a lot of this other jankiness to, you know, but we had a lot of fun playing the game, you know, outside of the jankiness, and it wasn't like to the point where you couldn't play it. It was just, you know, other than going up and down in elevators and dropping frames, like, you know, quite a bit. But I mean, other than that, I mean, the game's just fun, and I don't know why a lot of people are just crapping on it.
There's a lot of janky games out there that are extremely popular, namely PUBG and things like that. Like people just, it's usually like, yeah, this has a little bit of jank, but it's nothing like that. And in fact, I think most of the jank actually just comes from a little bit of a sluggish feel at times because of the way that some of the mechanics work, but it's not like overwhelmingly bad. I want to read this comment from the, this was a top posted comment on the IGN review, and I thought it was actually really good because this person made a really good point, and his name was Beowulf Cluster.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to you, sir, because this was a very, very well thought out comment here. He said, the author seems to have expected this to be an RPG, but it was never meant to be one. It's a third-person hack-and-slash brawler featuring D&D characters from a beloved book series. It's clear that the developers loved the source material, but it's also clear that they set the bar too generic when it came to gameplay. For those of us who love the original Dark Alliance or even the Xbox D&D Heroes game, this seems to be pretty much an updated version of those. That's not a bad thing. Now, I haven't played it, and I'm only speaking as someone who watched the videos, including the developer diaries. I expect to play it soon on Game Pass. If the bugs aren't that bad or are quickly fixed, it sounds more like a 6 than a 4. If, however, you're an average IGN reviewer with a penchant for reviewing against false expectations, go for that 4. So, I just thought it amazingly well said. And I'm for people having opinions, right? I'm not trying to say, hey, you can't review something how you see it. But at the same time, there's been a lot of stuff going on with big publications lately with maybe not treating things with the amount of respect that they should. One, the viewers, with stuff that happened recently at IGN, especially going against Xbox fans. And now you're actually talking about game devs and the games you're actually taking responsible for reviewing and treating. And this game, like I said, was not EA's next big budget title. This is not Take-Two's next big, huge action-adventure game or whatever. This is an indie game that is a lower price game that really bad games get way higher scores than this from IGN themselves. And that's where it's like, it doesn't make sense. And that's where people are kind of thinking, like, does Game Pass put a target on some's back just because it is a higher profile now all of a sudden because it's going into Game Pass day one, where you had this indie game that was kind of under the radar? Now all of a sudden people are really anticipating it because of Game Pass day one, and it has these next level expectations or something. Pong, thoughts?
Well, you know me, how many rants do I have to go on about this stuff, especially with IGN and some of these bigger outlets? Again, just like you, Mav, I'm never going to sit here and try to tell somebody not to have their opinion. Everybody has a right to their opinion.
Right.
I just think this once again magnifies the issue that for whatever reason, we've gotten into this culture where everybody needs to be told what to like. And so they seek out these reviewers and they instantly judge it. We saw people in the community even admit that they just deleted it without ever trying it because of some of the reviews that they read, right? And again, that's your prerogative. I have zero issue with it. But again, go try these games before you make up your mind. Do not let somebody else tell you what you're supposed to think or what you're supposed to play or what you're not supposed to play. Just to give a little context here, I went back and looked, Mav, knowing that this was going to be one of our topics, that what they gave the first Vermintide. Now, if anybody's played the first Vermintide, it's a great game. It's fun, but it's their first outing. And it had a lot of issues, okay? A lot of issues. There was connection problems when it first launched, all kinds of stuff. It has the same similar jank that this game does. When it comes to AI not being very good. And they gave that a 7.2. Okay. Wow. They gave Vermintide 2 an 8. And again, these are all different reviewers, different people with different opinions. I totally get it. But IGN even gave Hood, Outlaws, and Legends a 6. Wow. And I know you guys have played that and found nowhere's near as much fun in that as you did in Dark Alliance, right? So again, this is all, reviews are always going to be subjective and it's always going to be an issue. And this is why we can't let them drag a game nor praise a game that isn't worthy as well. Radical, I'm a big time Cyberpunk fan as well. It was my game, probably my game of the generation, even though I played it on a next gen system.
Wow.
Love Cyberpunk. So
yeah,
love it to death.
I'll send you my review.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I'd love to read it. But for me, again, this just goes back. The core of this is that we cannot allow other people to tell us what to enjoy or what to enjoy or not to enjoy at any given time, especially nowadays with all the content that's dropping. Okay. Again, you're going to have people nowadays reviewing games that either A, are not qualified to review games, or B, like we've already talked about, absolutely, may not or dislike or even hate the style of game that they're reviewing just because they don't have enough people in place to cover all the content that's coming out all the time, right? And so it's more important now to go try these games for yourself, especially with Game Pass. That's another value point of Game Pass that we've been promoting, is that it allows people to try this stuff before they buy. Back in the day, we were lucky to get maybe 3, maybe on a good month, 4 or 5 games launching way back in the day. And we'd wait for our magazines and we'd read all up on it and have to decide, if that was one of the games, one of the 4 games we were going to get out of that year, because again, nobody bought games like they do now. But now we have, 15, 20, 30 games coming out in a month if you count across all platforms. And there's no way that people can buy all those games. And Game Pass allows you to try a very, a bigger selection than ever before, much like the demo discs back in the day, to give yourself a chance to see if you like it. And that's what we need to start using as well, people out there who have access to Game Pass, to do that and make the decisions for themselves instead of letting somebody else tell them. But again, a bigger issue here, Mav, and I've gone on multiple rants on multiple shows about this, is that there has to be, if we're going to continue to do this review process, there has to be some type of certification for review. There has to be, if they're basing bonuses a lot of times for these devs on review scores. And if you're going to do that, and again, I don't know, maybe internally devs are making a push, but if they're going to do that, we have to get rid of the Metacritics, right? We have to get rid of this completely subjective style review, where you can have people that actually do downplay games or upplay games, review higher because it's on their favorite platform. We have to come to some kind of certification, some type of group of certified reviewers that give official, and I put that in quotes. Again, they would still be subjective, they still be opinion, but at least a little bit more control, a little bit more certified in what they're saying. And I think we've got enough qualified people out there to form a group like that. Again, this is just an idea bounced off the wall, because I think that we're leading a lot of people, a lot of consumers astray when we have all these different sites giving all these crazy reviews from all these different people that we don't have any idea what their background in gaming is. We have no idea if they're reviewing a game that's a completely different style than they normally play, and that could affect their opinion, and people are going there. So my thought is, again, when it comes to this thing, I think the lesson to be learned here is, if you're going, I read reviews, but I don't use them to make my decision. I try a lot of different games. I never do that. However, I find I've got 2 or 3 people, shout out, I'll shout out Portia Power Ains from Seasoned Gaming, and that whole crew over there do a fantastic job. He and I are alike in what games we enjoy, and I can trust his reviews. Again, they don't make the final decision for me, but I have 2 or 3 people that I constantly go to if I am curious to see what somebody else is thinking. And I read those reviews because I trust them. And yeah, exactly. And that's what we all have to kind of learn here. And people out there have to learn is go, if you do need a review to help you make a decision, which I totally get, not every game can be tried, find those couple of voices out there that match yours when it comes to gaming and go back to them and trust them. Don't read all this other garbage. It's too much fluff, too much just dribble out there right now that just doesn't align with anything that's really going on. Because at the end of the day, Dark Alliance, and I'm not neutral here, you guys already know, this is Forgotten Realms. These are my favorite. Out of Forgotten Realms, these are my favorite characters. Okay. And they're some of my favorite characters of all time from all Dungeons and Dragons. So for me, I'm biased here. Okay. And I would always admit that I'm biased, that I'm going to have fun with this game no matter what, unless it was unplayable. But at the end of the day, we forget that video gaming is about fun. And this game for me, and I think everybody that I've played with so far also says the same thing. Yeah, it's got some jank. Yeah, it may not be the most technically, polished game out there, but guess what? It's damn fun with friends. And at the end of the day, that's why we all game, or most of us game. We don't always have to have a deep, story. We don't always have to be looking for the next, incredible adventure all the time. Sometimes it's just about sitting down and having fun with your friends. And this game definitely does that. So I encourage anybody who's had any interest in this game, go try it for yourself, especially if you have access to Game Pass. Make that decision, because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. You might look at these reviews and go, well, what are they talking about here? So go check it out, guys.
Yeah. And the whole Metacritic thing is kind of broken with a lot of games. Also, yes, along with Psycho. A lot of the Metacritic, I do know a lot of people who follow reviews and then that they make the decision to buy that game if it's a good review. And, that kind of sucks sometimes, because you might find some gold in reviews that might score a game pretty low, right? But just the other day, I saw like Scarlet Nexus, right? A game that was very heavily marketed by Microsoft.
This is the best one. Yes.
Yeah. And that game has way lower of a score on Xbox compared to PS5. And I just thought that was really interesting, because the same thing sort of happened with MLB The Show. And it's just, you can't really use Metacritic as a basis for
worthless
reviews.
Yeah, because part of that score was they took Windows Central. They took what Jez wrote. He gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and they just turn it magically into a 70. What? 3.5 out of 5 stars is not magically a 70. Okay. That's not what 3.5 out of 5 stars.
And they take like what, only like 10 reviews for Xbox, and then they'll use that as a basis for the
here's
score.
The thing too. I think they're basing that on what review copies they get. And I think for some reason, Scarlet Nexus, they sent everybody PS5 copies to review instead of Xbox. And that seems to be an ongoing trend as well. And we have to ask ourselves, why is that? Why are we seeing, especially even a game like Scarlet Nexus had Xbox marketing rights, right? Why is there 46 reviews from PlayStation, but 6 from Xbox?
Right. Yeah. Right. Correct. All that comes into play. And again, This is such a big topic, and it's funny because it shouldn't be a big topic, but you know, you look at like an open critic and you can get a much better feel for a game from open critic than you can from Metacritic. I still don't know why Metacritic's even business anymore. It doesn't make any sense. They should be long gone by now, but people use it for their own ends and their own means. So this is what we get. But at the end of the day, again, everything has to be taken with a grain of salt. There is no right or wrong. People are going to be sensitive. Some people are going to be more sensitive to bugs. Some people, you know, see screen tearing all the time. I can honestly tell you, I don't think I've ever noticed screen tearing in a game before, but some people are highly sensitive to it, right? Some people like, oh my God, I can, you know, it's bugging me. And for me, I just don't even notice it. Maybe because I'm an older gamer, maybe because I grew up through all the garbage.
Yeah, I always say, I'm like, half the time I don't notice half this stuff unless it's like like just like floating in midair. Then I just laugh about it. I'm like, that's so funny.
Right.
Like whatever.
But like while that's happening, a reviewer is like, oh, okay.
Oh no. Yeah. This
they're playing the game like
once.
Yep, exactly.
Screen tear! Did you see that shit?
I think the worst thing I saw about it was actually a follower of mine had I actually stopped following him after this, but he like retweeted some of those articles that we're seeing, and he said, oh, that Game Pass quality marker of like these like this lower rated thing. And I'm like, wow, like that is some console fucking war bullshit. You just did Game Pass quality ratings. What does that even mean? Like,
I keep hearing
like, because fucking Game Pass has some amazing games on it, and I'm not saying this is an amazing game, but it is probably one of the best co-op experiences I've had in a minute that's came out, like compared to the dinosaur game. I already forgot the name of it.
Like an extinction.
Yeah, Second Extinction.
Hey, lady, be careful what you say right now. Be careful.
Outriders, like all these other games, like I mean, I just think that it's fun, like, and at the end of the day, that's what matters to me. I don't know. So I think when you're looking at it and you're seeing these reviewers just do this thing to where they're just putting it out like almost for, I don't know if it's like for attention in a way, like, oh, like maybe if I rate this it'll like cause an uproar kind of thing. When Skill Up was one that I saw, and I saw it before the game came out, and I watched the whole video, and it actually had me second guessing the game, like, because I saw the bugs he was talking about. He was pointing the bugs out, and I was like, oh my God, that looks super janky. Oh my God, what do you mean her stamina is this shitty? Like, and you know, it had me questioning, but I still downloaded it and I still played it. And then I saw those I saw those bugs in the game, and they didn't bug me as much as like the way that he like pointed them out in the video. Like, I'm like, oh, well, that's really not that big of a deal because you know, whatever.
ACG had a similar review as Skill Up too, and I watch ACG's reviews, and he was talking about, you know, he always does, he doesn't give his score, he always does buy or whatever, buy, never buy, or deep discount, or deep discount, and he just said on a deep discount he would get the game, or he said in Game Pass give it a try, but he was pointing out all the things wrong with it too. But most stuff he was pointing out to me, again, like we just talked about, lady, I was like, those things really don't bother me, so I don't think I'm going to have a big issue.
You know why they don't bother you? Because you're used to seeing that in these type of games.
Right.
All the time.
And again, I'm a low bar kind of person anyways. It doesn't take a lot to entertain me, so therefore I enjoy a lot of different things. So again, I don't have that critical eye that you know, doesn't allow me to go into a game and still, you know, find fun in it, even if it is janky. That's just not me. I just have a great time.
Do you mean to tell me you're impressed easily?
Yeah, yes, I am. Oh God, look at the visor. Oh wow. Oh, look at the visor. I'm a little kid. God, look at how beautiful that.
We were all pretty high that day though.
No, I just like messing with you. Hey, let's get to some of these super chats real quick. A Deadwolf with the $5 super chat he said, "Lady, your name could be Stabby because of the knife thing." I guess there's a knife thing. I'm a little scared right now. Lord Ruffness with the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, I'm sorry to give D&D Dark Alliance 4 out of 10. Dude, I'm playing it and loving it. 7 out of 10 for me. Before I even go into detail. IGN are in the bushes. Johnny No Life Gaming with $5 super chat. Thank you. Also, sir, you're awesome. He says, IGN has a rule of thumb that they don't rate under 60, which I've heard before. I've heard them talk about this, right? That they don't try. They try not to go too low unless it's like absolutely 100% warranted. And they also are really careful when they hand out their 10s, right? And so they have a rule of thumb that they don't go under 60. That they were clearly biased. Also, love seeing Destiny creators active in the Xbox community. Shout out to you. Yeah, Johnny No Life is a big Destiny guy as well. So
awesome.
Yeah, dude, I agree 100% with all of those. And here's the thing, again, like opinions are okay. People are allowed to have opinions, but also IGN labels themselves as the #1 media source in gaming, right? When you're portraying yourself in as the #1 media source in gaming, that has a level of responsibility to it. Like even like I feel a small level of responsibility with sharing certain information and stuff like that. Like I would be careful about judging something that harshly that I don't understand, right? And for the #1 media source in gaming, that's why I'm not going after Skill Up or ACG with this, right? Because these are YouTubers or content creators or people that have created a platform for themselves. It's not, it's just personal opinions, personal videos, and there's not getting paid by a big company that is hiring you to be professional with portraying this information out to the public, right? So that's where it differs for me a little bit with IGN, but yeah, I can see you.
I mean, I think whenever you review a game, you sort of have a responsibility to know what it is and also, actually play it. I've seen other reviews where they don't understand what the game is. If it's Pokemon, hey, go into that review knowing it's a Pokemon game and know what the history is of the Pokemon franchise and what they have done differently maybe in this new Pokemon game, I don't know why I'm using Pokemon as a reference. This is the first thing that popped up in my head, but like that's a thing with this game as well. It's a looter shooter. So when you're reviewing this game, know maybe some other looter shooters that you can maybe compare it to, but at the same time, it's an indie game. Also take that into the equation. It's not trying to be this AAA story-driven experience. Just take it for what it is, but also be fair. that's the whole thing with reviews. And you take all that into consideration, and that's where I find my favorite reviewers. They do take that stuff into consideration, and that tends to be like smaller content creators where I find my reviews similar to like Pong, where yes, certain people he trusts, but at the end of the day, we're gonna try it. But not everybody does, and I think that's what gets me sort of angry sometimes when these big sites like IGN can review a game like that without taking that stuff into consideration, and then a huge audience doesn't get to experience that game because they judge it by review. But not everyone is like me. Everyone has their own opinion, like you guys are saying, and it is what it is.
Yeah, 3-bit. A good way that I'm taking that also is something that I've always had a problem with, and this goes back to even the 360 days, because I remember 2 games that got really crapped on that actually affected the amount of people that played these games because of the reviews, and I saw massive amounts of people that just didn't understand what type of games these were, and that was ChromeHounds and Shadowrun, right? So both of those games were primarily only meant to be multiplayer games, right? But this was at a time when that was like new, right? Every game was expected to have a campaign, a big single player, and then if they had multiplayer, that was just like on top of it. So, but they had this like campaign that was like more of a tutorial, right? That was just kind of teaching you how to play the game. It's very, very isolated. But all the reviews from like sites like IGN and other places are knocking the game's campaign and criticizing the campaign. Oh, the campaign was like really too short. It didn't have a big story and all this stuff. And they're completely missing the point of this is a big multiplayer game. And it wasn't until years later that games that are only multiplayer focused really started becoming more normalized, and people realized, oh, this is a genre, right? This is a genre now. Where when that was happening before, they actually knocked the game for being what it was, right? So don't review a game for what it's not. review a game for what it is, right? Because it may not be what you think it is, right? And this is definitely, again, that line. And do we really have to watch an unskippable reward screen at the end of every mission that drags on for almost a full minute? That's completely what the whole game is about. It's about the reward system of what you collected in the mission. That is the entire point of this game. Like, you are complaining about the one purpose of this game is to get loot through the level and see what you got at the end. That is the purpose of the game. And that is what you're complaining about. It means he has no grasp of exactly this, what genre this is actually fitting into, like the Vermintide and
it's like a minute and a half long, and he obviously doesn't enjoy that type of game. I mean, it's obvious because, again, that's like you said, man, that's the basis of it. And you're like, it's hilarious, but that's like, I could see like wanting to, like, if it was like this long drawn out deal, but it's just not. It's like a minute and a half long that you sit there and you look at it on points. And if you're playing against other people, of course you're going to look and see what damage you did versus everybody else. We all do that, right?
If you got a legendary, right?
Right, exactly. That's the cool part about it. So, and I was gonna bring this up too, and I didn't during my thing, but Chris Jones just reminded me in the chat that he had posted the other day, and I had tweeted underneath it that this has been going on for a long time. And this is how I learned a long time ago to stop listening to people's opinions, other than just to read them and gain, try to glean a little bit of information about a game out of it. But he had posted the other day a PlayStation magazine, PSM from UK, a review on Suikoden 2, which is considered one of the all-time greats now. And their initial review was terrible. Like, they reviewed it horribly. Like, I couldn't believe it. I went back and read it. I was like, are you kidding me? This is like he said, it's a top 100 game, considered one of the top 100 games of all time right now for as far as JRPGs go. They just tore it apart, and they hated it. This reviewer did. And it's crazy like that. But that, it has been going on for a long time, and people just take everything with a grain of salt. Make the decisions yourself.
Game Pass makes that easy.
Yeah, it does. Again, another added value. Correct.
Because I would say a big thing of why reviews were very important in the past is it was a purchasing decision. Like,
right.
I'm going to use this review to decide whether or not to buy this game or this game. But with Game Pass, it's more so like, do I want to try this game or that game? And you just go ahead and go for it. But I mean, it's interesting how the industry is shifting in different ways. Like what you were saying, Mav, with Shadowrun, like multiplayer being a huge thing now, but back then it wasn't as much. Or the whole Xbox One reveal, right, with the whole always online. Now, how many games are requiring you to be online for the most part? So it's just the way the industry is definitely changing.
Yep.
That's why the used game industry became so big, 3-bit. That's why people used to rent games from Blockbuster back in the day.
Oh yeah,
was for all those same reasons. The same reason why we've got Game Pass now. One of the reasons why we have Game Pass now. It's always been something where people had to make that decision. I'm a budget gamer. I can't buy every game still to this day, so I have to be careful. But again, I'm not going to just trust a reviewer. I judge for myself if it's a style of game that I want. But back in the day, we did the same thing. If we didn't have Game Pass, we went and rented, or we went to GameStop or Funkoland or wherever, bought a game on the cheap that we had our eye on. If we didn't like it, normally they had a return policy. We could get our money back or exchange it for another one. That's what we did back in the day. So it's always been there. Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty with Game Pass, that you can try out whatever you want and make your own decision and make your own. So just like with Dark Alliance, we downloaded it, and then I was just like, holy crap, this was fun. I played it by myself. It wasn't as fun as when I was playing with you guys.
Sure.
So, and everybody just make up your own mind when you get into these games. That's the beauty of Game Pass. You don't have to sit there and you can just download a game, try it out. If you like it, awesome, finish it. If you don't, guess what? Undownload it and try something else out. That's what the best thing about Game Pass.
Yeah. I just hope this doesn't continue to paint targets on Game Pass games.
Oh,
back,
it will. It will.
Because
it will no matter what.
I mean, the whole MLB show thing was like crazy, right?
Outriders, MLB.
They had you just could see the history of reviews of MLB The Show. It's like 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, all the way up until this year, the only time it's on another system, and then all of a sudden
3-bit,
it's
there's
lower.
a reason, because it's a Game Pass game now. It's not as good.
Yeah. Game Pass makes it lower. Yeah.
That Game Pass quality, guys.
It's devalued.
Well, and I think I really liked what Pong said about like having people be certified or, you know, have certificates or training or whatever. I mean, like there's a reason that there's degrees in training to do journalism. You know what I mean? Like there's people who are writing for reputable sources that are trained. You know, you don't just become a sports broadcaster. You have to go through tons of training to make sure that you are prepared to be a sports broadcaster. And I think coupling, I heard that, and then I coupled it with what Mav said, which was like IGN is touted as being like the top, you know, resource for reviews and gaming news and this, that, whatever. Well, if you're going to be the top news source, then you need to make sure that the people who are providing news are the best people to be doing that. And if you're going to have somebody review a game that is going into it talking, hey, this sucks because it's not an RPG game. Well, why are you reviewing this? You don't have the knowledge to review it. If I went into Cyberpunk and was writing how terrible of a game it was because it wasn't a looter shooter, then anything else I write about it wouldn't be credible because I'm reviewing it from that perspective. If I want to trash it because it had problems as an RPG, okay, fine. At least I'm coming at it from the right perspective. So I really liked what you said, Pong, and then couple that with what Mav said about like, this is the top resource. Well, good. Get top people reporting.
Supposedly.
So
supposedly, but they, you know, they got people that are doing videos of giving news on Xbox while wearing PlayStation Gold chains and giving false news. I mean, again, how much more, more can you tear down your integrity? I mean, it's just like, come on, guys, come on.
Too much water. You guys remember it?
Yes,
too much water.
The too much water.
Too much water.
Yes. Pokemon water game.
Oh.
Man, I really wish that God of War had more football in it. You know?
Yeah.
The next one, if they don't,
why are there not guns in this game, you guys?
In it, then I'm
Dungeons and Dragons.
It's so I'm over it. So guys, going into that, I was talking about, hey, you know, Game Pass and stuff. Hopefully, this doesn't paint a target on the backs and stuff. And we're looking at. I was looking actually at like, okay, well, what games are like still coming out? Because I realized we had just had Dark Alliance was kind of anticipated, right? We had Scarlet Nexus just hit, and it's like this flow of games now is like unstoppable. So I went and actually looked at a couple of resources online and looked at, okay, what do we have still in store for 2021? Because Xbox has no games, so let's find out what they actually do have. And I got this list of non-games that are going to be on the Xbox platform. These are not games, guys.
I love non-games.
Yeah. So this is, bear with me because this is pretty long, because it was actually pretty mind-blowing. Like, these are stuff that I think there's not every game, okay? Because I'm going to miss something. So to everybody in the chat, shout out to all you people. Shout out to Cloud, he just dropped a code. Somebody grab that, because Cloud is the man with codes. Although the last code that 3-bit got was like a little suspect, I think.
Oh yeah.
But shout out to everybody.
Did you get one of the Pornhub monthly?
No.
No.
I did hear about that though. No, I got a dating sim called.
I know that.
I was playing it the other day. And I was like cracking up, and then everyone was wondering what I was playing.
And I looked up the reviews. It had higher reviews than Dark Alliance. So
of course it did. Of course
everybody in the chat, all you guys, you're amazing. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you, Cloud.
So starting,
he never knows what they are.
Yeah.
So
starting on, I'll start with July 1st. Okay. So just bear with me here because this is a little long. Space Jam, Flight Sim, Chris Tales, The Ascent, Hades, 12 Minutes, Alien Fireteam Elite, Psychonauts 2, Toy Soldiers HD, Riders Republic, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Life is Strange True Colors, Tales of Arise, Rainbow Six Extraction, Diablo 2 Resurrected, Sable, Lost Judgment, Astria Ascending, Hot Wheels Unleashed, Art of Rally, Scorn, Disco Elysium Final Cut, Origami 2, Omno, Death's Door, BPM, The Gunk, Far Cry 6, Back 4 Blood, Battlefield 2042, Guardians of the Galaxy, Forza Horizon 5, GTA 5 Next Gen, Halo Infinite, Call of Duty, Dying Light 2, what is the? Oh, Jurassic World Evo 2, Shredders, and Nobody Saves the World. All of those games are supposed to drop this year.
And there's like 4 other, at least 5 or 6 other indie titles too.
Did you say Ascent in 12 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well.
And there's so many games without release dates too that are coming out this year. They just haven't pinned down actual dates.
Yeah, some of those don't have dates.
60% of those are coming into Game Pass too.
But there's a lot of them that are. Right?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of mind blowing. Like we're at in June, that list I read is all supposed to drop before the end of the year. So I don't even know how it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's like 40 or 50. I don't even fucking know, man. It's
Mav's doing math. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was gonna count, but it's gonna
20 billion.
64.
So much better than when he reads.
It's just
and 2022 and 2023 are going to be even bigger.
It's a lot of games, guys. So and now some of these may be pushed out, right? The ones that didn't have dates, let's say like Q3 or Q4, they could be pushed out. But even if you took like a third of this list and moved it to next year, that's insane. And guess what? That only makes next year even better, right? So, wow, we're in a good place right now. We'd all been talking about the golden age, and it's like it's begun. Because there's stuff on that list for everybody, right?
Oh yeah.
RPGs, shooters, multiplayer games, story-driven narrative games, right? Okay, all right. But the most anticipated game on all of our lists, I'm going to say that it's probably not true, but I'm going to pretend like it is.
Starfield.
Halo Infinite. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend like that's true.
I'm like, come on.
Halo.
I'm with Pong.
Halo Infinite.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on,
I'm glad
Pong.
I'm not alone.
This year.
I know
You died on
Pong's
the hill, Pong.
I did.
Pong is Battlefield. I know that. Pong, Battlefield 2042, your most anticipated game, right?
Yeah.
3 Bits is Halo. Ladies is Stardew Valley 2. Is that a thing? I don't know. And Psychonauts, I think, is probably Halo.
Yeah.
At this point, mine's probably
all of
Halo.
them.
Kate's is Lawnmower Simulator. No, I'm just kidding. It's Halo Infinite.
No, mine's actually this little indie game called Coral Island. It's coming out in a
Coral
couple.
Island.
Cool.
Replace looks freaking.
Yeah, Replace.
Craftopia.
The Ascent.
Put
All
that.
of them. There's so many.
Oh, Replace, is that this year? I thought that was next.
No,
early
that's
next
next
year.
year.
It's next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So,
But is
yeah.
summer
Blood.
is Somerville
Way to
also
suck.
next year?
3-bit.
I think so.
Somerville is also next year.
Yep.
So, babe, what's your most anticipated game this year? Is it Halo?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Rad Rage. what's
I'll throw a wrench in it. And again, most of you guys don't really know me. I am a Far Cry lady. I'm really
Ooh,
looking
I'm
forward
right
to Far Cry. I like Halo a lot. I just was never. I was kind of a late gamer bloomer. So by the time I really started hardcore gaming, it was like 2013, and we were past like the golden age of Halo, in my opinion. So like I played Reach, I played 4, I think I played like half of 2, and like I was like a teenager when I played Halo, the original Halo, and I got to this part where like the save was where I was in this area where like my shields immediately got drained and I had no health, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out. And so I like never finished it. But like Halo's fun. I appreciate Halo and like what it's done for the industry, but I'm really looking forward to Far Cry, and then another game that is not coming out on Xbox, so I won't bring it up.
You can bring it up. What is it?
Kena, Bridge of Spirits.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yes, that one
I'm
is.
playing on
I'm
PC
really
though,
looking forward
not on
to that one.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
So. And if Forbidden West comes out, I love Horizon. That's one of my
I love Horizon too.
favorite games. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But in terms of like what is coming out this year, Kena and Far Cry for sure for me.
Kena's on mine too, definitely.
No, there's rumors that Kena is going to come to Xbox because I asked the developers. they would not tell me no.
Oh, interesting.
No. So
Yeah.
they just
Maybe eventually.
I think it's a
coming
time.
to PC,
I think it's time.
so
Yeah, it's
it's
coming to
timed.
PC. Yeah, so cool.
I think
Yeah.
it looks interesting. The way that they said that it's going to be like in the game is going to be at least 40 minutes of cutscenes. I think they want it to be like a movie inside of a game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
so
Kojima working on that?
Yeah, what's going on with this Kojima?
There's
thing?
no like weird babies in this, unless you want to call the little black creature things.
The rot, the rot or babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3-Bit was saying this in a DM earlier. This Kojima thing, maybe. What did you see today with Kojima 3-Bit?
Oh, I just saw like Jeff Grubb keeps talking about it that the Kojima deal is closing with Xbox.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's revolving, that whatever they're working on is revolving around the cloud at some capacity. So it's a pretty good partnership. I don't know if he did work with Stadia or if that was just a rumor and that didn't go through necessarily, but it seems like whatever that was happening in the past, it's a good deal with Xbox because, you know, they already have the Azure servers and also Orion now. If you guys don't know what Orion is, that's the tech with Bethesda. When they bought Bethesda, they were working on their own like sort of cloud service technology where they can really cut down the latency on cloud games as much as possible. And you already know, like, ID Tech is amazing with Doom. It can pretty much run on anything, a toaster, whatever. Can run on the Switch right now, Doom. And that's very impressive. So I hope they eventually get their Orion technology and put it with Azure, but it seems like whatever they're working on with Kojima, it seems like the deal's about to be closed and they're going to announce it at some point. I'm guessing at a future Xbox event.
Yeah.
We know they did not announce everything. They did not show Crossfire X. They didn't show Scorn. We know there's some other games that they did not show as well. So they're probably just saving that up for a future event, either this year or the next big event, like an E3 or a Game Awards or something like that. That usually happens at the end of this year, I think, Game Awards. If I'm not mistaken. So
don't forget, this is the Xbox and Halo 20th anniversary, so they're gonna do another event. That's a fact.
Yeah.
They already said they're gonna do 2 events this year. So we already got E3. So the second event I am thinking is gonna be the 20th anniversary event where they're gonna probably announce more things and lay down some other stuff. But with what you were saying with the Orion 3-Bit, they're definitely going to have the Agility SDK. I think Orion's going to be implemented in that, and then this way, so they can just build into whatever engine they're going to make the game and have that available. So.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be really cool. I know there are some people who don't really like Kojima games, or the one game they use as a way to hate Kojima is Death Stranding or something because they didn't like that experience. But I love Kojima. I think his games are very, very unique, and there's not really like a game like a Metal Gear. He mixes all these different genres within Metal Gear, and even a little bit in Death Stranding as well. It's kind of like a relaxing game. Death Stranding. It's kind of just like, you know, walking across and delivering some Amazon packages. But yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever they are potentially working on. You guys are crazy.
just to add on to Kojima too. Oh, sorry, Red.
Oh, I was just gonna make a joke. That was, I'm surprised there was so much hate for Death Stranding. It wasn't even on Game Pass.
Correct.
Exactly. Yep.
Awesome. Just to add on to what 3-Bit was saying was the hire of Kim Swift. Grubb has already confirmed that is part of the Kojima deal. Because Kim Swift was, for people who don't know who Kim Swift was, she was one of the original creators of Portal back in the day, amongst other games, and she was working at Stadia, at Google, on Stadia Cloud Gaming, And she was supposedly Grubb definitely insinuated that she was working hand in hand with Kojima on his project over there when he was, talking to them about developing it. And obviously her being brought in now to Xbox is one piece of that Kojima puzzle, and that's why Grubb believes the deal is basically done at this point. And that's why they announced Kim Swift. So for sure. So
yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up because I don't think a lot of people either saw it or know
or
who
had
that was.
heard heard the connections or whatever else. She is extremely talented. You go look at her work, she's amazing.
Portal.
And she had a high profile position over there for the cloud gaming division at Stadia, so it was a big get for Microsoft and Phil and his team to bring her in.
And we were joking, I think it was at the E3 event, that when Jeff Keighley was talking about Kojima with that little interview they did at the Summer Game Fest, that it seemed like a goodbye message.
Right?
like Jeff Keighley was like sad, like bye, because he's going to Xbox and stuff like that. So we'll see.
It did seem like that. It's like goodbye, Jeff. I don't know if you'll ever have me here again because I am about to stab you in the back and I can't tell you what I'm working on right now. But he did keep saying about interesting ways of telling a story and stuff like that, which we've said on this show before about how Game Pass could be a good fit for the things that he wants to possibly do. Shout out to lots of amazing people in the chat.
Can I shout out one?
Absolutely, babe. Go for it.
So in the chat we had Spec Gaming, and I don't know if you guys have seen, they have a product called X Screen.
Yep.
And it attaches to the Series S. And it's actually pretty freaking cool. I'm going to put a link to their Twitter in the chat so you guys can go check it out. And their link to their website's on there. It's really cool.
Yeah. I think that tweet's been going, making the rounds. Cool. It looks really cool.
Really cool.
What were you saying, Psycho?
No, I was just saying, I remember her showing that. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I like that. It's seamless. It was seamless. It just snugged up. Great portable player.
Yep. Also, shout out to Chris Grinnell has been here the whole show so far. Boom is here hanging out. Shout out to Double Barrel Gaming, one of the best channels for gaming out there. It's super positive, exciting things to watch if you ever want to check out any of the podcasts. We got a couple of people here that are actually panelists on his shows as well. Pong, 3-Bit. Hey guys. Shout out to Boom. And also everybody else, all the channel members, the speculators hanging out with us today. And guess what, guys? One of those speculators channel members has actually joined us right now, making his podcasting debut with Xbox Ultimate. And I'm hoping his mic is going to work because we haven't had a chance to test it out yet. He has put the little one to bed and he has joined us. And everybody say hello to Boogie Man.
Boogie!
Boogie!
I don't know you, but hey, what's up?
What's up, everybody? Yes, I did just put the little one to bed. However, I think he might be awake. I may have to go check on him in just a second.
Yeah, we might have just woke him
good,
up.
Brother.
Yeah,
a little bit of Jack Daniels, Boogie. It always works. Trust me.
Yeah, I wanted to get on the show, but I know you got
Don't
the
do that, please.
Jack Daniels. Like, come on.
Just rub it
Please
on the
don't
gums.
advertise that on our podcast
I'm
either.
a mandated
approve of this.
reporter, so
It worked in the old days.
Yeah,
It did work in the old days, but this isn't the old days anymore.
My grandma used to tell me that though. Put some whiskey on his gums when my kids were teething. I'm like, no, grandma.
Yep.
I will not. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
they
survived.
I think they called it a hot toddy at one point. Give me 1 second, though. I do need to go check on it.
You're good.
Yeah, no problem.
Go right ahead,
buddy.
Boogie.
Just let us know when you get back, dude. So, all right, hey, I brought up Halo Infinite, guys, because we've got some more details that has made me even more excited. And I think, we had a lot of concern from some people when Xbox and they said, hey, yeah, Halo's going to be free to play, right? Then all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, Halo's going to be Fortnite, or, they're going to make Halo's going to suck now. Or it's going to be like a pay to win or whatever. There's just lots of negative stuff about that. But in the realistic world today, if you want to have if you want to launch a multiplayer shooter and you want to have it last years, and you're not planning on releasing a game every year, like let's say Call of Duty or whatever, the most thing to make sense is have a model that gives the most accessibility that you can also find a way to pump out fresh content and constantly, right? And they have actually kind of modified Master Chief Collection into that. Now, the Master Chief Collection had hit Game Pass, and they started updating it. They started doing the season passes and all that kind of stuff. And now there's all the seasonal content. Every 3 months, you get on there, and Master Chief Collection just looks better and is newer and like amazing. Keeps giving you reasons to go back, right? They're doing that with Halo Infinite, and we got some exciting news about possible details from the first season of Halo Infinite. Supposedly it's going to be called Heroes of Reach, which would make sense to why we all thought there you go, Psych, or why we all thought that it was Halo Reach characters, because the armor is probably rewards that you're going to earn in the season that are modeled after the heroes of Reach. And I'm talking about the guys that you got to play as in Halo Reach that all perished, giving their life for the greater good, right? And so that's pretty exciting that they're kind of giving us a little bit of a glimpse about the way that it's going to work and also the kind of content. Then they went into more detail also about how the seasons are, the battle passes are not going to expire. So if you do, it's free to play games. So in order to make money, they have battle passes. They're not going to expire. So when you purchase a battle pass, you can always go back and unlock the content from that battle pass. But there's also seasonal content that you can unlock for free as well, right? And yeah, it's pretty exciting that they're going this far with the themes. So does anybody else see this stuff or get even a bit more excited for Halo because of it?
Oh yeah, no, I saw the post today. And was it today or yesterday? I think they were talking about it.
I think it was yesterday, or no, I saw that. I don't know, man. The days run into each other.
Yeah, it was yesterday that they announced the Heroes of Reach announcement for season 1 of Infinite, which was phenomenal. I mean, because we all love that storyline from Reach, and it's great to see that they're implementing it in the multiplayer and giving life back. And who knows, we kind of went down a rabbit hole thinking that it's going to be some kind of game that could be possibly announced, but I mean, things could still be in the works, because there's been talks of a secondary Halo game within that universe. So we don't know exactly what it is, but whatever it is, it's great to see that we're getting play Reach characters again.
Hey, Kid Cutie, what do you think, man?
I literally just saw that comment.
Oh, I saw it too. That was great.
Here's the thing. With Halo, I think the way they're doing like the pass, like the battle pass, is really cool. They're making it so even when that season expires, you can still get that stuff, if I'm not mistaken, which is not really a thing in other games. And I love Reach, and it's really funny because me, Mav, and Psycho, we had a whole podcast about basically speculating why it looks like Halo Reach characters, and it's really just funny to see that this is called Heroes of Reach. But it's awesome. It's cool to see that they're already planning on giving us more information about how this game works, because we literally went from no information to that multiplayer trailer, right? And now we're starting to get the drops of information about how this game will actually function. Thank you, Psycho. We could give a visual. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think this game being free to play is going to open it up to so many more players, and a lot of people who were not interested in Halo in the past is really interested in Infinite because of this trailer. Really, it just looks fun to play. It looks like a good balance of the older Halos, but some things from the newer Halos that people might have liked. And I'm looking forward to what they got in store. But I want to see more updates from 343 from now on going forward, because we had this dark period of 343 not saying anything and just letting us go crazy with news or without any news. So
yeah,
that is my statement as Kid Cudi. Yeah.
Did I say it wrong? Did I say cutie? Is it Cuddy?
Yeah.
Did you say
said
Cudi?
Oh, sorry.
It's Cuddy.
That's this guy. I'm sorry, everybody. All the Cuddy fans.
Okay, you're on your period. It's okay.
Wow.
Dude,
Who
this shot is
isn't?
apparently. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because I'm on mine and I'm the center of the
I got
period
that
world.
5G.
Unpheromones.
Yeah, if you were the center of the period world, would that mean you're actually in a way responsible for every pregnancy out there that exists today?
I hope
Which would
so.
then mean you might be a god.
Certainly mine.
You might be a god.
I am definitely a goddess. I mean, let's be real.
That's
So
what
also,
the moon is literally revolving around here in the back.
yeah, it's the cycles.
True.
Okay, I'm gonna change the subject.
And nobody
very
knows our
quickly.
chat, so they're just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
like, what
what
the-
are you guys
Why?
talking about?
We're bullshitting on the
Have
side.
to deal with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So Chris Jones with the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, great show with my favorite people. Keep up the amazing work. Shout out to you, dude. You're absolutely incredible.
Thank
bro.
you, Chris.
And looking forward to Chris maybe making an appearance next week on the show. C-Unit will be here. So also with this, do you guys remember Bungie.net back in the day? Like how big it was with Halo? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, we
Yeah.
were
I mean-
just talking.
I mean,
So,
Rad, you're
You're big into
using
Destiny,
Bungie
right?
for
Do you use
Destiny.
it for?
I mean,
So,
yeah, I'm
Destiny?
familiar with it now. Yeah.
Okay. So Bungie.net, like back in Halo days, like was way far advanced, like beyond anything you could really think of for stat tracking and all that stuff. Like they even had like the maps where like the matches, you could see all the X's where you got killed and dating back to all of your games. It was insane. This was back in Halo 2 days, right? And so anyway, Halo Waypoint is going above and beyond now. This is a part of the other information they released. They're completely revamping everything with Halo Waypoint. And based on what it looks like now and what's going on, like it's going to be very involved with the game. So this whole free-to-play thing, going with Halo Waypoint, going with your customizing your characters, they're making it across like mobile devices, PC, through the game, all that stuff. So it's going to be absolutely pretty incredible. Pong, did you have a chance to see that?
Yes, I did. So it looks amazing. So again, when it comes to like Halo, again, even though I'm just a casual Halo fan, again, the more that they can provide people, the better. And obviously we know, and you guys know, because some of you guys here are huge fans, like that, all that stuff is important to the total package. And when we've talked about this, we've talked about their plan to do this for 10 years, right? This is not just a simple, hey, we're going to put out another game in a couple years, right? This is like a long-term look, a long-term view of what they want the Halo to be, the Halo universe, not only to Xbox, but to everybody who plays it. And making it free to play is going to invite so many more people to experience this whole Halo universe, that I think the more that they can do, and that includes what they've decided to do with the Battle Pass, which is amazing, right? I mean, again, me, I bought into the Call of Duty Battle Passes this year, and there was a couple times when I was like, oh shit, I gotta really play because it's double XP weekend and I gotta catch up on my Battle Pass.
Yeah.
So for me as a casual fan, if I'm going to invest in the Battle Pass down the road, to know that I can go back to it anytime, once I finish the other ones, that's a huge incentive for me to make that investment in the first place. If I know, like, let's say I'm not going to be on it like you guys are going to be on it, but I still make that investment in the Battle Pass, knowing full well that if 3 months from now I want to go back to the first season Battle Pass and play it again, I'm going to be able to do that and earn those same rewards. It's huge. Again, people's money, along with their time, again, we're not even talking about the time factor that goes into this stuff, but the people's money is valuable more so nowadays when we have all these different options and we have all this content coming out, and your attention and your time is split out amongst so many different games. Not everybody, some people only will play Halo, right? But again, for a lot of us who enjoy so many different things, that is just, again, an increased part of what they're looking at when they say, hey, what can we give back to the community? We're going to have all these new people hopping into Halo for the first time, or maybe we're going to have some people who have not tried a Halo since Halo 3 coming back in. We want to give them the best experience possible. It's a total package because there's more competition with Battlefield, with Call of Duty, with Fortnite out there now than ever has been before, when Halo was the top tier or considered the top tier. So they have to do everything possible to entice people to come into this world because they're looking at this 10-year plan. And what you guys are talking about with, with the stats and keeping track of all that stuff, just like Bungie did back in the day, but expanding on it even more, that's going to be huge for people to say, hey, I've got my whole history here. I can go back and look at all this stuff. As I go forward. A lot of people really love that stuff. And again, just added value to what they're trying to do for Halo long term. Again, shout out to them. 343 is definitely on point. They may have had a stumble last year. They may not have gotten it done on time. They may have needed another year, but from what they're showing us and what they're telling us right now, they really, really have it on lock as far as what their vision is for this. So I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, I think they're taking a lot of the really good components of other types of games that are similar in terms of battle passes and just stuff like that, and making the best of it. Certainly, I've played Fortnite. I play a lot of Apex currently, so I'm familiar with the battle pass in that regard. But like I said before, I don't play a lot of Destiny still, but I have played a lot of Destiny, and I'm definitely one of the people in the Destiny community that is a little bitter, and I'm definitely falling out of love and moving away from it. And part of that is because I feel like Destiny is a waste of my time and money. And, like, for example, last year they announced they were sunsetting weapons. And then I was like, I know what is going to happen. They are going to bring these weapons back and make us, grind for them again. And that's exactly what they're doing. And it feels like such a slap in my face, because I spent all that time and all that energy and all that money playing their product, and I have to do it again for the same stuff. But then I hear something like this, and it's like, you pay for the battle pass, whatever you choose to do. And I can, even if I don't finish it, I can still have the reward of going back and doing it while still getting new stuff to grind for at the same time. It's never, obviously these things are going to get recycled. I get that, because you can only have so many variations of certain stuff, but it's always going to feel new. So it's really, it feels good to hear something like that. I'm probably going to be a person, I may not play the campaign for Infinite, but I enjoy PvP enough to say I'll participate in multiplayer. Sure. Yeah, here you go. And so it only makes me more interested in participating with that battle pass. I can't think of the word I want to use, but with that feature that they're offering, that's not the word, but that's what I'm sticking with. So Pong and I, we're like, lady, I love you, but Pong and I are like right on it.
Right here.
Yeah, Apex does it really well too, right? So that's
Apex has a great battle pass, I think. Yeah.
And they have, it kind of coincides a new character, which changes the game dramatically with Apex.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. I played Apex a lot last year and then took a bit of a break, and then I came back about halfway through season 8, and then I was playing a lot for season 9, and the new character launched, no pun intended, Valkyrie with her, jetpack and the whole thing. I'm a Valk main. I played her once and I was like, hello. And just like the way that they theme it, and they have events all the time that are just like, here's new stuff you didn't even know that you were going to get. And it just feels really good. It's very satisfying as a gamer. So
I think it's refreshing to see that Halo's taken a lot of things from these other free-to-play games, but it still is like doing their own thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So
why do I feel like Apex is like underrated? Like I literally never see anybody playing it.
I think honestly, my first gut reaction is because it's EA and EA gets shit on a lot. And I think also because
there's like a stigma there, especially
yeah,
with online EA games.
And maybe there should be.
They started it.
They started it.
Apex is a solid game. It's really good.
Oh yeah,
It is. I do think it also still falls like short of Fortnite just because of how big Fortnite is and who is playing Fortnite. And who is playing Apex. And so I think that's the reason, but I think Apex is overall just a better game, especially somebody like me who comes from Destiny, and you know, Fortnite is like just cartoony enough to where I was like, okay, this is satisfying, but like Apex was kind of the same as Destiny. I am fully admitting to you, I have Game 7 on right here, so I just got a little distracted. The game's coming to an end. Lightning are winning with 35 seconds left, so I apologize.
So if we see you like jump up and scream and just act crazy, then
I probably won't. I will say my favorite sport is baseball. If this was a World Series game and the Tampa Bay Rays were playing and like having some nutty ending to the game, kind of like last year, I would stand up and start yelling.
So you're spending Game 7 with us. That makes us feel absolutely honored.
Hey, you know what? I love podcasting that I'm willing to not watch my Game 7 with complete concentration. So there you
Pretty
go.
cool. Pretty
cool. We're watching it in the reflection of your glasses too. So
perfect.
Go
I know. It's a good thing I don't have like porn up or something. You know what I mean?
You know, I fit right in with the show. Off.
So, baby, you were telling me about something earlier that you wanted to shout out.
Oh yes, Knockout City. For 3 more days, it is 25% off. So if you don't have Game Pass, well, Game Pass Ultimate, right? That's the only way that you get it.
Game Pass Ultimate has EA Play.
Because of the EA,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
But the 25% off is across like PlayStation, Xbox, Origin, and Steam. And they also have a summer event going on right now called Heat Wave. And you go around the maps and you can collect popsicles that you can redeem for like limited edition outfits and hairstyles and things like that. So it's a really good time to pick the game up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's a fun game.
So fun. I play it like every day.
So this is one like it's when they announced that game, it's like coming to Game Pass and all that stuff. That seems like a game that would have fit a free to play model really well, right? There's sometimes there's these certain games that come out and I'm like, oh, maybe that should have been free to play because the game's kind of built around buying little cosmetics and stuff. And the more people that play it, seems like the more people that would spend money, right? Mm-hmm. And Minecraft Dungeons also is kind of like that, where they kind of they're selling you the game for like $20, and then they also have $5 like packs that you buy. So it's like separating out the community in weird ways, right? Whereas like if it was free to play, then you could have fun selling other things, right? I think free to play model gets a bad rap sometimes, but there's certain games like Apex, you know, like people can rag on Fortnite, right? People can rag all they want to on Fortnite, but you can spend $0 and have just as much fun as somebody that spent 1,000, and you have it is completely level playing field, right? And that's the way to do it. Now, can the person that spend money on the game do different dances or have costumes and stuff and all that? Yeah, but that's a choice, right? It's a choice of like, hey, this is a cool.
I don't know if I could enjoy it without being like Baby Groot and stuff. And
right, they make you want this stuff though, right?
Dude, the very first night I played Knockout City with you guys, what did I do? I was like, oh, I need to go buy an outfit.
You're like, I just spent like $20.
I dropped money for Ninja's outfit, easy. I was like, I'm buying this. I don't care.
I had to get the.
I have his pop behind me. It's right here. There he is.
Oh, nice.
It's right there.
I had to get the Mandalorian outfit for sure.
Oh, I got that one for sure too. But I saw some people like get the Master Chief outfit too, which is cool. But I wasn't about to spend as much as I love Halo. I wasn't about to spend. It was like $30.
I did.
Yeah, and I know, but he doesn't even play Fortnite.
$30.
Yeah, everybody was tagging me. I'm a big Tomb Raider fan, so they were tagging me in Lara and they were tagging me in Aloy, and I was like, I'm not re-downloading Fortnite. Nope, I'm not buying that. You cannot get me to play that game.
My daughter got into Tomb Raider because of the Lara Croft skin in Fortnite.
That's true.
Well, okay, you know what? That's good.
I'm
happy
cool.
about that, but it's not going to be reversed for me.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not happening.
Mav, what happens if they had a Dirk skin?
Oh,
would
dude,
you spend 30?
I would spend more. If they have a Dirk Nowitzki skin, first off, I'd be 7 foot, which would give me an advantage in the game. I'd be overlooking everybody, right?
But people can headshot you easier,
secondly, I'll never miss a snipe, right? It's gonna be nothing but head. Wait, that sounded really bad.
Yeah.
Pause.
Nothing.
Sorry,
I was gonna say
chat.
nothing but net, but I'm thinking headshots. So I kind of did a play on words there, but that sounded pretty bad.
Yeah, we get it. We get what happened.
Okay.
Yeah,
You want to explain more? Explain more, man.
And then-
Keep going.
Dig that hole.
going.
Dig that hole, brother.
Do it.
Dig it.
But anybody that doesn't know, if you play Fortnite, there's 3 times that you're able to reverse, get your money
Get a
back
refund.
if you bought a skin that you just I kind of regret buying this, but you only have 3 lifetime times to do it.
To reverse your
So you got
purchase.
to you got to use those decisions wisely.
Yeah.
Don't use it on your $2 purchase of something. If you bought Master Chief and all of a sudden you hate it, and use it on that, or KhAos, or one of the expensive ones. But I don't know why you would, because I see those guys running around and I'm jealous. Costumes are actually crazy. It's like the only game
weird.
that you can have Captain America suit running around with Kylo Ren's cape, you know what I mean, and Kylo Ren's sword and pickaxe. It's just like
lightsaber.
His what?
Lightsaber. Light sword.
Did I say sword?
This man says sword.
I'm sorry, lightsaber. Okay.
Well, Solo is his favorite movie.
Kylo Ren's lightsaber.
Exactly, Rachel.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you, Rachel.
Kylo Ren's lightsaber is shaped like a claymore. Okay. I just
but it's still a lightsaber.
I know. Okay.
You're not helping yourself.
I know. My bad. His looks like a sword.
If you're my kids, it's a lifesaver.
A lifesaver. Yeah, that's nice.
better than sword.
Wow.
Yes.
By the way, the Star Wars stuff is awesome. Yeah.
Yes, I think Mav's point was, I'll help you, Mav.
Yeah.
Was that you can have all of these different characters, like a Kylo Ren, like a Kratos, and have them battle each other, and it's really weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a weird mishmash, stuff you'll never see of
it's kind of cool. It's like
I'm just waiting for a Nintendo character to pop up. Next time it's gonna be Mario, and we're gonna see the first ever Mario on some weird ass game.
Are we done with Fortnite now?
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm over it. I spent so much money on this game.
I don't even play the damn thing. So.
Neither do I.
Okay, so my kids now have the monthly pass. So now I'm paying $14 a month for them to have the coins to use.
It's a good deal if you spend after you play. If you were going to spend that money anyway, it's a good deal.
This is what I do. Usually I give them $15 to $20 a week and Fortnite shit for doing their chores, and they were like, Mom, I want this. I'm like, okay, so if that's what you want to use for your monthly payment for chores, then we'll do it. So actually I'm saving $30 because now I don't have to pay them allowance. They're just getting $15 a fortnight.
That's awesome.
That's exactly what we did.
Cool, whatever, if that's what you want.
And the funny thing is it worked because she doesn't ask for anything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to. He's not asking me for a new suit every 2 days.
Exactly.
Wait for your $1,000 or whatever.
So I'm just gonna do a quick test to see. I sent you a message, Boogie, but I don't know if you were able to get your kid back to sleep or not. So just wondering if you're not. That's cool too. Either way.
We have 2 super chats that I'm not sure.
Yeah,
if
I
you
was
saw.
gonna mention it too.
Yes. I was gonna. You
Okay.
want to go?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sure. One of them is from Spec Gaming, the ones with the screen that I was telling y'all about. For $7.99, they said, "Thank you for the support, guys. Great show."
Sir.
Yes, absolutely. Another one from Italian Clowns with $20. He said, "The Godfather of Respect has a message and says, this is the best Xbox podcast on Fridays. Mav, if you get to E3 next year or PAX, you gotta hang with the Familia. P.S. Never doubt ladies' astrology."
I laughed when I read
We
that.
do
I
not.
was laughing.
Yeah,
I was laughing.
nice.
Also. I was like, yeah.
Well,
Thank you, guys.
Godfather of Respect. Thank you so much, sir. You're amazing, dude. That's funny. The Familia. Dude,
La
yeah, I hope
Familia.
there's so many people in this community that I hope I get to meet in person someday. Just like, it's been a crazy year.
Elbow bumps.
In 2020, and but like I said numerous times, the best thing about it was that it has turned into this, right? Like where we have all these amazing people who become friends, and like we have this whole family thing we like say with this show and this podcast, but it's like actually like feel that when somebody's missing, like Lupa's missing right now, it's like we feel that it's like it's, you know what I mean? So
because she's not telling us to fuck off. So
right, yeah. So
Yeah, she'll be like, all right, enough with the Fortnite shit. Let's move on.
it's like some gaming convention sometime, like just to have this huge thing where this whole community comes together would just be absolutely like a dream.
Yeah,
right.
This community is awesome. I love it.
Aw, the fills, guys.
Yeah.
The Friday night fills.
Friday night feels. We're feeling it on Friday
Listen,
night.
the last show I cried on this show. I'm not crying again.
Yeah, I wasn't here for
that.
that.
Was an intense.
Oh yeah, that was an emotional night. And by the way, speaking of family, we have when we say that we feel it when somebody's missing. It's been a few weeks without 3-bit here for some pretty. I don't want to get into why, but let's just say we're super happy that you're here, right? So and I mean that, dude, because it just 100%. Like we love you and super happy that you're back. So welcome back in your square where you belong.
Exactly. We miss you, brother.
We did.
You're like my little brother, and we missed you.
3-bit, if I cry, will you cry?
I can't do it again, dude. Here's the thing, it was like a crazy set of weeks. Like you guys know what happened, but I'm not gonna go into what happened, but I will say that I wasn't sure I was gonna make it, and I am here with you guys, and I love you guys so much. I was thinking about you guys for most of the time I was gone.
I'm not allowed to cry on this show.
Oh
so
my god,
please
that's so
don't.
sweet, 3-bit. That's actually gonna make me cry.
Yeah, and it's like when we say like it's family and stuff, we really mean it. Like we pretty much talk with each other like every single day, and it's more than just what you guys are seeing on the podcast. And I know you guys see like us on Aftercast, me and Mav Psycho chilling at like 3 a.m. just talking. And we are much more than what you guys are seeing in just a show. So I really appreciate everybody who's checked in on me, and you guys are awesome. So thank you.
And yelled at you.
Yeah, and yelled at me, all the things. So yeah, you guys are awesome, and I love you all. So
we love you, brother.
Yeah, look in the chat, 3-bit.
What am I seeing?
And we got a $10 super chat from a Caper Grant. Amazing dude. Thank you so much. He says, "Happy Friday, great show, fam." And ACS Husk, another brother from another $2 super chat. Here's $2 digital dollars for being you. Fist bump. Cheers. Yeah, you too, man. Freaking love Husk. Man, I really wanted to get Boogie on the show, but he's got kiddos. He's got
real life
stuff. He's got real life.
That comes first.
It always does.
As far as that goes, we're gonna try again with that another time.
I think the Triceratop woke up and ran
Calls
rampage through
Kata
the house.
Triceratops.
No, he had the Triceratops.
Oh, okay.
You got
video.
3-bit.
No, his kid's not the Triceratops.
I thought you were calling his kid a Triceratops. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow. Okay.
That's fucking funny.
The slander is real. He's got short arms.
Before we wrap it up, did anybody else want to bring up anything? Because it's been a light news week and stuff. So if there's anything that anybody wants to shout out, I know
Nintendo. Whenever you run out of topics, you
no,
go to
let's not go
Nintendo.
there.
And I feel like we could talk about
So
Nintendo.
Mario Golf came out today, guys.
Ooh, too bad it's a Nintendo topic.
I'm excited.
This is Xbox
Yeah.
Ultimate.
I think Psychonauts wants to mention Fidelity FX. Probably is that what it is?
Yeah, well, me and 3-Bit, I know that we haven't talked about what has been announced the last couple days, but with the Fidelity FX, it's been announced that it's coming to Xbox, and it is amazing what that's going to do for gaming. Having the ability to taking a lower resolution and upscaling it to native resolution. Your eye is not going to notice the difference, but you're going to get a native resolution with ray tracing and be able to hit 60 FPS is just mind-blowing of what they can do. Because the FSR is just not just super resolution. It's a whole suite of tools with the denoiser, with screen reflection, where we were talking about that's possibly what we saw with Forza Horizon 5 is that screen reflection. And
Is that what made Master Chief's visor look so good too?
yeah, yes.
The visor. Right?
The visor. Oh my god.
Did you
Look
see
at the
it?
visor. Oh wow.
Right?
You fucking see the visor. Look at
In
the
a
fucking
fucking
visor.
head?
Yeah,
Don't
the
you
visor.
remember?
The reflections on it. God, look at how beautiful that is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at that shit, dude.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at the fucking detail.
Dude.
That visor looks like completely real.
That
Comes Chris
visor.
Jones. Chris Jones in the
Yeah.
house. Here he is.
Chris Jones with
Oh,
an absolutely
Chris.
insane $100
Wow.
super chat, bro.
Freaking Chris, man.
Incredible, man. All you guys are so sweet, amazing. I love you all. We love you too, Chris. I can't wait to have you on the show next week, man.
Yes, it's gonna
Oh
be
my God,
freaking
dude.
Chris is
awesome.
one of my
Um,
favorite people.
super appreciate
I
you.
say it all the
He's-
time, but
oh,
he's
he's
just
amazing.
so genuine and
He is.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
That's
super
You're
excited.
not
to
gonna
have
get
you
me
on.
again, Chris.
I mean, last time,
Well,
sir.
got me last time.
Um,
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Chris. You're so sweet.
so, Rad Rach had. I'm sorry, that's just gonna be a thing forever.
That's
Right.
I'll,
It
I'll-
sounds like a cowgirl name. Like
I have
that's
a-
your name
Rad?
I have a
like,
habit-
Red Dead.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Rad Rach.
I have a habit of nicknaming people when they come on the show, right? Sometimes these things stick. So if it happens, I'm sorry. But you seem pretty rad
I've
and your
been
name
called-
is Rach. So that's
I've been called worse, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're from Fallout.
Is
I'm
is
from
there
Florida,
any,
so it's close.
It's true.
Yeah.
is there anything from Mulehorn you want to shout out, or anything you have coming up on your streams or anything you want to shout out real quick?
Sure. So, Mulehorn Gaming is a community, a gaming community. Go to mulehorngaming.com. We do a weekly podcast here on YouTube called Analog Assault. I am one of the co-hosts there. And we just talk kind of about different topics related to gaming, content creation, nerdery, etc. This past week, I spoke about doing charity events on, through streaming. I hosted recently a big charity event called The Longest Day, which is through the Alzheimer's Association. My community and I raised $1,900 towards the Alzheimer's
Nice.
Association, which I have a fairly small community. I mean, I'm a small streamer, so I was really proud of that. And I got off of stream and then cried. I was really proud of myself because I'm a big sensitive Sally. So that was great. So that's Mulehorn Gaming in a nutshell. It's a bunch of really, really great folks over there. We do gaming reviews, articles, different things like that. And then if anybody is a big Mass Effect fan, I'm starting a community playthrough of Mass Effect where my community members and I will be rolling a die to make all of my decisions. And
Cool.
it's a shit show. It's been phenomenal. One of my Thanks, Emperor. One of my community members loves Tally, and he was rolling for how my interactions with Tally went, and they were all really bad. It was like, we don't want to bring Tally with us, and we had to, and then it was like we went to go talk to Tally, and it was like, I hate aliens on my ship poking around my stuff, and he was just like, he was like, I'm so sorry. So if you're into that and you want to join in the hilarity,
aliens.
Yeah, exactly. I will be streaming that picking up really, because we're right at the beginning of Mass Effect 1 on the 6th of July at twitch.tv/radical618. But mostly I just stream kind of variety stuff, and yeah, that's all I got.
That's awesome, and thanks for what you do with the charity stuff too. My mom has Alzheimer's, so it's awesome.
Yeah,
to see really people doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Also, stream sounds awesome, but I don't like people fucking with Tali.
Listen to me.
Correct. That's a problem.
My girl is Liara. I don't want to take up too much time. I met Ali Hillis once. I'm a big Liara fan. I cried with her.
Me too.
We resonated over just like what Liara means to me. I recently had a piece of art commissioned of like sort of illustrating my connection that I have to Liara, because it's way deeper than like a romance thing. It's I played Mass Effect when I was very lonely. Like the crew became my friends, and Liara truly became like my best friend. I like didn't know anybody where I was living, and I'm very connected to her. But I told the guy who like requested to roll for when I speaking with Liara in this playthrough, and I was like, listen to me, it's fake, lady. I was like, listen to me, fake. If you fuck up talking to Liara,
we all know fake. Don't worry. You can just say fake.
Okay, you guys all know fake.
Yeah.
Oh, fake's great. I love fake, but I was like, if you fuck up talking to Liara, you are disowned. You need to really prepare for good roles. So I feel you, Mav. I don't want to treat my best girl badly either, and I hate it. I love Tally, so I hated it. It was tough for me.
It sounds like fun and torture at the same time. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to roll for picking the ending.
Yeah,
like here's a roll, no decision. Okay, great. I'm glad I just played 60 hours of this game.
Well, I gotta go back and play that game. There's so many games. I get distracted very easily when a new game comes out, and I'm just bad at completing games lately.
Yeah, replaying the Legendary Edition was truly liberating. That was literally the nail in the coffin for Destiny. I was like, Destiny has made me miss out on these type of gaming experiences for 7 years. I'm done. Like I'm returning to single player gaming. This is ridiculous.
Nice.
Good for
I
you.
made it
Good
4
for you.
months with Destiny
Congrats.
before I realized that when I started playing Inquisition, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to miss out on this shit just to play. For everybody would be like in the same party as me playing Destiny. I'm like sitting there playing Inquisition. Like,
yeah,
yeah. Dragon Age is awesome, so I don't blame you there. All right, and let's see. First in my heart.
I'm so fancy. Oh my god.
And now we know why, Mav. Every time.
My lovely wife, Kate. Hey,
I hear it in bed.
Where can everybody find you?
So does he.
Sometimes that
I hear it too, but it's usually coming from him.
Oh,
I'm just
wow.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, nothing wrong with role playing. Let's go.
Switch roles.
Are you talking about RPGs?
It's the 5G phone period.
RPGs.
Oh my god. You can find me on Twitter at KaitlinX0615 and here every Friday. Thank you to our guests, plural. Boogie, thank you for the effort. No, I didn't mean it in a bad way. I didn't mean it in a bad
We
way.
need to get Boogie on like a game night or something a little bit later when the kids are in bed.
Yeah,
like I
we
totally understand,
strategically planned it for like him to probably try and pop in the middle, right? Because that was the best chance. But you know what? You can't train a 2-year-old to what I mean? So
you
it's-
definitely cannot.
Having a little one, it's.
I remember
really
those days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah. And I want to thank the chat. You guys were just fire as always.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just heard
incredible
a kiddo.
Yep.
That's ladies. That's ladies.
We heard you.
Then Lady AF, where can everybody find you, lady?
everywhere. No. You can find me Rachel. Yeah, she loves it. Look at her. You can find me on Twitter at lady_AF. That's LAIDY_AF. You can find me here every Friday with these amazing people. On Tuesdays, you can find me with the Noobs and Pros over at the Players of Everything Masters of None podcast, which is a fun time. You can also find Rach there. Hopefully this Tuesday, she should be there. She pops in periodically. And Psycho. He's also becoming quite the regular. And then you can find me on Wednesdays with Gaming Beyond the Box. And that's about it until further notice.
So we're gonna start more podcasts to fill up your other nights.
Thank you. I have too many already, so please don't.
We'll just keep creating them. All right.
And then this Sunday you can find me on Mo's show, Backlog Chronicles.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
so you guys can find me there. I don't know what time it is. Pong, do you know what time it is? I feel like you have a schedule of everybody's podcast.
No, Backlog Chronicles. I actually don't know exactly what time that is.
I think it's 5 my time, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, it's sometime around supper.
Yeah, it's a good one though. I like those guys. I like those guys over there.
Yeah, more good people in the community for sure. Mellow fellow from outer space with the samurai about to shoot him in the back of the head. Hey, where can everybody find you, bro?
Yeah, man. Hey, thanks for Rachel and Boogie coming out tonight. You guys were awesome. Chat was on fire. Loved you guys. Also, the Magnificent Seven. You guys are fantastic. Missing Lupa, of course, but you guys can find me everywhere at Psychonauts 8 on social media. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Gamer Chat Podcast, Gamer Chat one word. Now, Fun Pop is now moved to Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, and here every Friday you can see me on Xbox Ultimate on the 9 o'clock Eastern, and then afterwards on the Xbox Ultimate After Hours, where we play some games and talk some shit and have some fun.
Hey,
I think Boogie might be there. Are you there, Boogie? Boogie. No.
I don't think he's there, right?
He was for a second. All right. And Pong Soul, where can everybody find you, sir?
Well, you can all find me at Pong Soul, obviously on Xbox and on Twitter, as always. Again, guys, this was a fantastic Friday night. Like you said, man, not a big news week, but man, it's still a great time to get on here and talk, obviously, with my extended family. And Rad Rach, awesome to meet you and awesome to hear your thoughts. Obviously, great minds think alike, and I always appreciate that. So thank you very much for being here. I subscribe, by the way, to Mulehorn Gaming, so definitely looking forward to that. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you so much. That's great.
Always looking for new podcasts. So fantastic to have you here and chat. You guys were absolutely incredible tonight. Phenomenal. We had so many cool people show up all the time for us every single Friday night, and it is 2-Tab Friday, so we appreciate all of you. So thank you for being here. Tomorrow morning, you guys know the drill. Living split screen, all one word. Steel Rain and myself are waking you up, so you guys get to bed tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Even if you guys don't get to bed and you get there drowsy, we will wake you up. So Steel Rain and myself tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, 3 p.m. UK time. We're going to talk about all the good things gaming that have been going on. Obviously, we cover more than just Xbox there. So you guys, well, you know, Steel and I, we're going to find something to talk about for 2.5 hours. We always do. So come by and check us out tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night, the Shop Podcast with PTK Blam, Centurion, Fuzzy Belvedere, and Stagorilla, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. Next Tuesday, we'll be back with the Xbox Factor podcast over at Mr. Boomstick's station. So come check us out there. Zemi Games and 3-Bit now on Tuesday. So you get a double dose of myself and 3-Bit. So that's going to be awesome. 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. And then back here again Friday night, guys. Look forward to it. It's going to be the beginning of July. It'll be a day off for me for the 4th. So looking forward to that. But love everybody. Love you all here. And appreciate all of you for coming out every Friday night to support us. So again, thanks guys. And we will definitely be talking to you real soon. In fact, less than 12 hours. So we'll see you then.
Absolutely. And also, guys, I put because we are wrapping up. Sometimes we go like 2.5 hours. We cut this like right at 2 hours tonight. So GRG is still going on, right? So we always go live at the same time, and it is 2-Tab Friday. So after our show, if you feel up to still watching another awesome podcast, GRG is on right now still. So hey, click that link I put in the chat just a minute ago, and go check out GRG with K Mega. Also, Steel Rain is on there. He's another absolutely amazing dude that I love. So check those guys out when we're finished up. But before we go, we got one more outro, and that is a very special, amazing 3-bit that was back with us finally this week. We love you, dude. And hey, tell everybody where they can look forward to some amazing videos and stuff upcoming from the multi-talented extraordinaire.
Yeah, everyone can follow me on YouTube. It's TheVideoGamesHD. My Twitter is TheVGHD. I am on Xbox Factor with Mr. Pong. I will be back on that show. So I'm returning to some different podcasts. I'll try to make it on Noobs and Pros if I can on that day as well. Really wanted Rad to come on. I've seen her on a couple of shows. So I was like, Mav, bring her on. So thank you for coming, Rad.
Yeah, thank you guys. Truly.
And that's pretty much where you guys can find me. I promised Rick I would answer this question before we go, so I'm going to answer it really quick. He said, can FFX consoles go above 120? Here's the thing. Yes, it can. But if it's already at 120, it will just, I don't know, it'll be better. Like if it's already targeting 120 frames, then it'll just, it might push the resolution even further. But yeah, that's just answering that question. I'll answer it more on our community game night. But I just want to thank you guys. I'm glad to be back with everybody. It's been a rough few weeks, and but you guys are very supportive and everything. So thank you guys. Love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yes, sir. And hey, guys, check out this podcast on Spotify as well. If you don't have time for YouTube, that's okay, because we got you covered. Google Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all of those are available. I'm gonna try and do better about getting those up on time. I got an awesome message from somebody last week, because you forget that some people exist that they don't actually communicate in our chat on YouTube and all this stuff. And he's like, hey, is there somewhere else I can watch the show, because I missed that, didn't have the podcast on Spotify. And I was like, I felt so bad, like, oh man, I'm sorry, because that's my bad for not actually taking the time to do that last week. So
yeah, fuck.
I got it up.
Fired.
I know.
Jesus
Christ. But
Kaitlin, you're running the show from here on out.
It honestly means a lot that somebody would actually take the time to reach out to me on Twitter, which is something that I could tell that they don't really use that often, and ask about it. You know what I mean? So that was super awesome. So shout out to you, dude. And also, Twitter, Fun Speculation. You can find all the updates for the channel, and also when we go live, streaming, and all that kind of stuff. And Fun Pop is back. Fun Pop is back. 3-Bit's back. Our new night and time is going to be Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be our Marvel movies, TV shows, comic books, games, and more show. So Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. Everybody look out for Fun Pop, and you will be there. That's the plan. So thank you, everybody out there. Appreciate you. The chat was on fire again. And I hope everyone has an amazing day or night or whatever it is wherever you are.
It's fucking Friday. Get drunk.
Yeah. Hey, well, we're gonna play Halo. If anybody's down for, we're playing Halo after. So if you want to join, guys, let me know. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye.
World.